Okay, so Dean posted a comment where he wanted me to sort of show the flow, and I thought, well, I can probably spend about 20 minutes typing all that up, but if I did that, that's 20 minutes of lost playing time. So I thought it might actually be easier just to record a video as I go. Now I'm going to try and do this in one take. I'm not going to mess about editing it, so you'll see exactly how it happens raw. And if I make any mistakes, then I'll tell you about them along the way. Hopefully the view's alright. As you can see, we've got the game on the right hand screen, web stuff on the left hand screen, using the joystick and throttle setup. So I've just docked at Chango dock. So the first thing I do is go into the fuel store, top up with fuel. I go into commodities market, and what I've just shipped is where are we? 16 tons of agri medicines. So I'm going to sell those. As you can see, you might not be able to see, but that's making a profit of 6,864, which is quite nice. We bought them for 653. We sold them for 1082 per ton. So there we go. So we've mixed that, and on the way back, I'm going to take clothing, which is pretty cheap here, 129. Galactic average is about 304. So we'll fill up on that. Costs us 2,000 to fill up on that. It's 129 credits per ton. So that's that. Right. Let's just come out there. One thing Dean mentioned is, do I launch and then set my target? I don't. I do my navigation before I launch. So here I know I'm going back to all in. So I set that as the destination before I launch. And then I hit launch on here. So most of the controlling I do is with the joystick, obviously roll, throttle, yaw. The other main control I've got is, obviously apart from the throttle itself, is down here. There's a little hat, I don't know if you can see this, but down here, which does the lateral thrusters. So what we do is we take off using those, and I've retracted the landing gear pretty much straight away, giving it a little bit under half throttle. We'll just trim that out, set that to rotate. Once we're lined up, we can ease the throttle forward. There we go, and we're clear. And that means that we've already got a vector on our sensor just here, ready to where we're jumping to. And what I do is I go full throttle. I've got full energy set to engines all the time, and then I start using the boost button to speed that up, so we get about 280. And it's not uncommon at this stage to see ships starting to scan you. I'm assuming they're pirates. They're people that are looking to see whether you're worth attacking. So basically you want to get out of there as quickly as possible, and as soon as you lose map slots, you want to be firing up the hyperdrive. So basically it's get on your vector, full throttle, boost as much as possible, straight on the hyperdrive. This is almost the most dangerous part of the journey. In fact, yeah, it is, unless you get interdicted. Still not sure that's a real word. Right, okay, so here we go in hyperspace. While I'm in hyperspace, I pull the throttle all the way back to idle. So as you drop out of hyperspace, you've got no thrust being applied whatsoever. That's quite important because you do tend to land quite close to the sun. If you're not completely paying attention, you can fly very close. Straight into navigation, straight into locking onto the station, in this case all in Enterprise. Gives me a vector. Here we go. It's reasonably close to the sun. So now for Super Cruise. So top tip for here that I've discovered, we need to avoid that circle. That's the proximity circle for the sun. You might not be able to see that, but there's a very thin circular line that's just passing up above where I'm heading for my vector now. So I'm just kind of flying under that. That's to avoid crashing into the sun. And we'll wait for the shallows to come in, and I'll show you the big tip for Super Cruise that I have. Here we go, so shallows are coming in now. Down here you've got your throttle indicator, and you've probably noticed that the end of that kind of pin will go blue when you've got peak manoeuvrability. So somewhere around half throttle gives you peak manoeuvrability. What I've discovered though for Super Cruise is if you move it to the point at which you're just into the blue and kind of leave it there, that seems to be about the most effective speed for Super Cruise. So you can see here it's accelerated up to 3 times the speed of light. Now it's decelerating. And if you leave it literally just there, so it's just into the blue, sometimes it will move slightly, depending on, I guess this is sort of to do with gravity of other bodies that you're flying past and so on, planets, etc. But by leaving it just there, it gives you a pretty good chance of hitting the safe dropout kind of distance from the station that you need. So here we go, so we're heading towards All In now. I was sort of pitching down slightly, coming underneath this planet a little bit just to avoid any kind of severe issues with proximity. Looks like we're fairly clear. I'll keep my eyes open for the proximity circle though if we get one. There it is, it's just appeared and it's just above our target vector, so we should pass cleanly underneath that. Again, so we just keep the throttle just so it's just on the blue. At this stage we slow down quite a lot actually, drop down to 200, so at this point I would increase it up to the top end of that kind of blue range, so just where it goes clear as you go out the top of mid throttle, and then just back it off slightly. Now again, this is a little bit slow. You could push your throttle much faster and then try and judge exactly when to slow down, but in terms of a kind of slow and steady wins the race, this seems to be the smoothest and easiest way to do it without any kind of distractions. So we'll just let it close up. Start to accelerate again a little bit, just as we start getting past the proximity of the planet now. So a quick look around. Just briefly show you the cockpit of the hauler. One of the things you lose with the hauler, unfortunately, is the lovely view out the panoramic sunroof that you get in your Sidewinder, which is a bit of a shame. You lose your BBC Micro keyboard as well, but the cockpit itself, you get a sense of space. Anyway, here we go. We're closing up now on All In Enterprise, so just reorient on that. Keep the blue. So that's where I sat at the top end of the blue, just a little bit too much. And there we go, drop out, safe disengage. So at this stage, when you're coming out of here, actually you can crank the throttle to full. There's no problem there. That will start building up the throttle as soon as you drop out of Super Cruise. And you can see we're lined up 20 kilometres out from All In. Those will boost a few times just to get that a little bit closer. I guess there's a small amount of risk. There could be someone hanging around outside the station. I've never encountered anyone out here on my way into a station, but you know, anybody that's acting like a pirate. But better safe than sorry. So we boost in. We can go across to the contacts section here, lock the target, and what I'm looking for here is for this to come down below 7 kilometres, which is when you can request docking. So it's currently saying 8. 7. Request granted. There we go. Pad 42. Another boost just to get us in there. So this is one of the, I think they call them Orvis stations. So it's a big ring, a little ring, it's quite a fancy sort of station here at All In Enterprise. You can see there the slot that we're looking to orient ourselves on now. So as we get kind of here, throttle back to about half, so we're looking for the blue end on the throttle pin there to give us peak manoeuvrability. Gently pitch up, line ourselves up. That's pretty good, quite happy with that. So in we go with pad 42. Pad 42 is down there. There we go, it's quite a steep entry into that one. At this point, lower the landing gear, slow it up, use lateral thrusters just to trim out a little bit there, fly in, pitch up. We're just slowing to us. There we go, so the central, we see the sensor displays change to the docking one, got ourselves in, there we go, and we're down. And yeah, straight into Starport Services, and rinse and repeat until you profit. So that's it. So straight in, buy the fuel, bang, back into commodities market, sell our clothing, tidy little profit of 2,816 on that, and then load up on Agri Millicents. Which costs you 10,000 credits to buy 16 tonnes of that, but that will yield us a profit, as you saw before. Quite a nice, tidy sort of 6,800 odd profit. Alright, so I hope that's useful. That's what you're looking for, Dean. And yeah.